Welcome back, everyone. We'd like to first off apologize for our last video that never got uploaded. There seemed to be some technical difficulties on our side where audio wasn't working properly. I'm not going to blame anybody, but it's not me.
I think that maybe you should.
No, I don't blame anybody. It's fine, but it's definitely not me.
No.
Yeah, but we're going to go back to our consistent basis of posting, so apologize for that if you missed our last episode or because we were delayed in our last episode. But, let's get right into it. We got a couple of sections coming up for you. I'm your host, Ray. This is my co-host, Paul. And, Paul, how do you feel about this week?
Well, I feel better now that I know our episode's going to get uploaded, and you're not going to have to text me a day later when you're editing it saying, oh, you blew it. So it was a tough few days leading up to Sunday for me, but we're in a good spot now because I had probably my best week of the season. Put up way more points than I ever do, and I'm feeling good. How about you?
I did well. I won my match.
I feel great. I won in my other league. That was I think I put up 183 points. So that's always always a great feeling to have. Currently, I'm winning in our matchup in our league by 40 points. My opponent has Godwin. I have Godwin. My opponent has Fournette, Gronk, and Mike Evans. I'm not too worried about Mike Evans because I think Jalen Ramsey is going to shadow him a little bit. But, you never know. Yeah. But I still feel pretty confident that I'm going to be winning in that matchup for sure.
These wins are so important now.
Now it's time. Yeah.
You got to basically win out to feel good in this league. It's you really can't. Take it 1 week off. Every single one matters. And we'll get into the playoff picture a little bit later. But for now, we're just surviving, man.
Yeah.
It's just 1 week at a time.
1 week at a time just to make sure that everything is control what you can control. And that's the best thing that you can be doing right now. So, yeah.
What about the first thing we want to talk about is our waiver ads from last week. And I think I know who you're going to go with here because I tried adding them too, and I didn't get them. Woke up pretty sad that morning, but tell me about it.
So I had Michael Pittman Jr. I had talked about him in our previous episode. Mm-hmm. That was somebody that I wanted to highlight, but like I said, technical difficulties. But here we are. Again, if he's available on your waivers, pick up Michael Pittman Jr. I was a little worried about the matchup.
Sure.
Because, Jair Alexander is going to be proven to be one of the lockdown corners in the NFL. And he still produced 3 catches, 66 yards, and the touchdown. The long touchdown helped his game, helped his points out. That was big. But his upcoming schedule coming up.
Big position.
Yeah, so he's got the Titans this week, the Texans, the Raiders, the Texans again, and then championship week is the Steelers. Obviously, that's a tough matchup. If you're relying on Michael Pittman Jr., in your championship game, that's going to be a hard play. It's going to be a hard sell. But Michael Pittman Jr. to get you into the playoffs, absolutely. I think that's a good pick. But he's not actually the guy that I wanted to highlight, though. Guy I did want to highlight, not even a guy, a team, the Browns defense. I can't even explain to you, Paul. 10 minutes before the game started, I was sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I could pick up the Vikings defense. I could pick up the Washington football team's defense. I don't know if I want to pick up Cleveland. I don't know if I want to be cheering against my team this whole game.
It's inevitable, dude. The turnovers are going to happen out of it. It rewarded you in some way that they sucked, and they got a pretty good schedule coming up for the playoffs. So you might want to hang on to them. Is that your plan?
So I picked up the Bears defense before Sunday morning's games, because I think I do like the Bears defense a little bit better in terms of playoff schedule. But what's your? I don't even want to ask because I already know the answer. But who's your guy? Who's your pickup?
Well, you know where I'm going here. I'm going to keep it quick. Got the sleeper notification. If you don't know what sleeper is, download it. It'll get you the fantasy news as soon as anything breaks. So I happen to be around my phone. Taysom Hill is announced the quarterback for the Saints on, I think, Friday or Saturday, leading up to the game. And instantly added him, knew that he would have that tight end eligibility. And this is the first and last time I will ever put Travis Kelce anywhere but my tight end spot. So, Taysom, thank you for that. 18 for 23 passing, nothing great, 233 yards, but I was surprised. It's a good completion percentage. Benefited a guy that you have on your roster, Michael Thomas.
Yes,
finally
it
got
did. I
something
was
out of
very
him.
shocked about that.
And, he ran the ball 10 times, 51 rushing yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. I might stash this guy on my bench just because everything's crazy this year, and I don't want anything to happen in the playoffs and, Justin Herbert go out on a COVID list. So I might think about keeping Taysom on the roster. I think he's got some high upside, man. Like, they definitely created opportunities for him. Although, dude, did you see that pass to Emmanuel Sanders?
I did not. No, I didn't actually. No. What happened? The dime or
Oh my
what?
God, you gotta go. No, you gotta go off after this and watch. It was like like a go route, like 50 yards down the field. Taysom drops back, like 5-step drop, chucks this thing, and the camera angle is showing the end zone, and it's showing like the safety, and the safety falls, and the ball. Emmanuel Sanders has to go back 5 yards to catch it. I've never seen a bomb underthrown, but doesn't matter. 26 points. Let's ride him. If he's going to be in the starting lineup, we'll find a way. Tight end eligibility's gone, but it was fun for a week.
Yeah. I did the same thing. I picked him up in the other league that I was in. I saw the chance. I had Jonnu Smith as my tight end. It's kind of like I needed a win this week, and I really was like, you know what, let's roll the dice a little bit. Let's go with Taysom Hill.
Sure, why
put him
not?
in there, and it worked out. I mean, he had 26-something points, so I'll absolutely take that, especially out of the tight end spot.
If you told me you could put someone in at tight end that was going to touch the ball 28 times in the game, Jonnu Smith is at best getting like 2 receptions, 15 yards, 1 touchdown. That's his thing. Like, that's how he operates.
And I'm pretty sure that's what he finished with. He finished with something just like that, some similar stats. 4 catches, 20 yards, and a touchdown. So,
that's it.
I'll take the production out of Taysom Hill.
So, overall, like, I think we can move on from our matchups, but just wanted to bring up, man, like, Justin Jefferson. That if you're a dedicated listener, 2 weeks ago we were talking about putting this guy in a body bag, and I think he's like out to prove something now. And Thielen, he might miss this.
You saw that the COVID guidelines or whatever. You tested positive. He's on the reserve COVID list.
But then on the same note, it's like, is Jefferson in close proximity to him? So overall, like, the team is like week to week, you can have the best team and say you're in the playoffs, like one bad COVID breakout, or you're not able to play in a game like J.K. Dobbins coming up this week.
J.K. Dobbins and Mark Ingram. So that's even it. So now it's Gus Edwards. He's going to be the bell cow of that game. But again, it's Steelers defense. It's going to be a little tough. But moving on to our next segment here.
Yeah.
Are you trying now? Our trade deadline's coming up very soon.
Couple days.
So I believe Wednesday the 25th. Do you have any players? Are you moving anybody? Are you trying to move anybody quick? Try to get some value back? Who are you targeting anybody, or are you trying to move on from everyone?
Dude, it was so hard when I was thinking about someone to try to go after, because in our league, like, I've exhausted, and you've pretty much exhausted every single like trade partner, and it's gonna be tough because like people know their roster, they want depth this time of year, and we're not people who want to go out and trade with someone who's 2-8 or 4-6 or 3-7. There's plenty of trades I can make in that case, but I don't want to be that guy. But to answer your question, look, the story for me is running backs are like, it's like a revolving door for my team. If I'm going to make a deep run, it's not going to be because of them. I made a deal for Miles Sanders. Eagles offense is holding him back. He's getting like the more yards per carry than anyone in the league. Mike Davis, he's doing okay. CMC's coming back. Duke Johnson, 10 rushes for 25 yards this past week, Duke Johnson. But he's got Detroit. He's got Detroit coming up, which might be a good matchup. Let me just got a couple more here. Mixon going to IR. Got Gio, but the Bengals offense is going to take a huge step back with Ryan Finley. Okay, Chase Edmonds might be my best bet going forward. He might be an RB2. Don't love it, but he's good for 10 to 15 points. So that brings me to your question. Will I go after anybody? Is there anyone that I could buy low? And I think it's David Montgomery. He's on a team where that guy has Henry, he has Robinson. He's probably not going to take those guys out of his lineup ever for David Montgomery. And you look at Montgomery's schedule. He's got the Packers, the Lions, the Texans, the Vikings, and the Jaguars. Like, you can run on all those teams.
Yeah.
Am I excited about it? No. But is it like a wait and see if it does work out? Yeah. Don't know what I would give up to get him, because that guy, he doesn't really need.
I was gonna say he doesn't need anything right now.
Yeah. So most likely, no, I'm not going to make any moves. And I think like at this point in the year, if you make an addition to your team, it's through waivers and an injury to like a star, and maybe a guy like steps up that was a backup.
Yeah.
So how about you? Like, what are you thinking? Is there anything you want to try to, shore up? Because you made a lot of deals already.
Yeah, so I made a lot of deals. What I was trying to wheel and deal, my plan, I guess, was to really cash in and try to get another stud running back to go along with Nick Chubb. I was going to make the offer. I did make the offer. Josh Allen, Kareem Hunt, Josh Jacobs for Alvin Kamara. It was ignored, rejected right away. And then I thought to myself, I was like, look, you know what? I think it might be beneficial for me if I just hang on to Josh Allen and I don't try to trade him right now. I'm not going to play Lamar Jackson this week. Look, I played Lamar Jackson this past week. I thought he was going to have a little bit of a better game.
Yeah.
But
15 points.
Yeah. So I'll take that. Marquise Brown, 0 catches. That's concerning to me.
Good
That's
call.
like
Thank
a
you.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Nice
Absolutely. So that was a little concerning to me. Now he's got Pittsburgh. I'm definitely not playing him against Pittsburgh. So I have
With no
Josh
running
Allen
backs.
this week. He's got the Chargers. So I'll take that matchup instead, and then I can then decide from that point moving forward if I want Josh Allen or if I put Lamar Jackson in, start him in there. But another guy that I was looking to trade, and now I think his value is tanked along with others. You touched on this. Bengals wide receivers. I wanted to trade T. Higgins when I had the chance. I thought the value was there, and now all of a sudden with Joe Burrow's injury, that was horrible to watch. That was rough.
Yeah.
So now I think that a lot of the wide receivers, their value is now gone. Yeah, it's like now you can't really trade them. It's hard to do. So I didn't really have a target in mind, but I did have players that I did want to trade. But yeah, now I'm kind of like, you know what? Like now I'm set on what my playoffs roster is going to look like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think like having 2 quarterbacks at this time of year is important. Like you play the matchup, right?
Yeah.
And Lamar this week, it's like that offense is going to be in shambles with like just Gus Edwards and a short week.
Division game.
Let me ask you this. It's going to be tough. Let me ask you this. Do you really regret not getting Kamara at this point? You're not going to have the same offense you did. And Taysom Hill, I don't know if you heard this, only targeted Kamara one time. Kamara had no receptions. If that's a trend going forward, the Kamara owner, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's actually. So I was concerning about the usage with. So that's Jim Breeze's game, right? Like I don't want to call him a check down game, but he takes what's given to him, and that's the short passes. He doesn't push the ball down the field. As a Michael Thomas owner, I loved seeing him getting the ball more from Taysom Hill. I thought that was great. Again, slant passes, but it was still points. I'll take that. But Kamara getting one target, that's
it's concerning.
That's
he
very
got
concerning.
The end zone once, but
that's still concerning to me. Wow, I didn't know he had one target. And so it was Kamara that I was going to target, and it was also going to be Aaron Jones. I was going to go back and forth between those two. But
Aaron Jones,
in order for it to happen, I would technically need Rodgers to go down with an injury, God forbid. I don't wish that on anybody, obviously, but in terms of fantasy purposes, to make this trade-off, that's what needed to happen. But if that did happen, Aaron Jones' value also goes down because you don't have Aaron Rodgers throwing you the ball. So, I mean, like that's kind of like... And Aaron Jones is not looking good these past few weeks.
He's not looking like a world beater. And they're working in Jamal Williams a lot. And
in the passing game,
I would love to go out and get Jamal Williams if that ever happened, but Quinn's probably never going to do a deal. So let's move on. There's a few guys I want to touch on with waivers. I'll go really quick. So Gus Edwards obviously is interesting. I don't know. If he was in any other matchup, I'd probably pick him up. Tough one against the Steelers, although the Ravens did move the ball pretty well against them on the ground last time. I'll just give you a list and you tell me what you think. J.K. Dobbins, I might stash him if I can get him. Just, the COVID thing is going to be probably a week. And then you got a guy who dominated the touches yesterday. James White, Rex
Oh,
Burkhead, he's
yeah.
done for the year.
Yep.
Especially in my situation, I need someone, and he's got that PPR value. Just 2 years ago, this guy was a top 10 running back. Like, he was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. And then Giants defense, going against the Bengals, no Joe Burrow.
Oh, true.
To your point, all the Bengals pieces kind of take a huge step back, and I think keep streaming the defenses. Is there anyone that you got?
Yeah. So
Is there anyone that you like out of that list?
Well, Gus Edwards is going to be a hard sell. I think that's pretty tough, just because. But although his matchup against the Steelers last time they played each other, they were at home. They were in Baltimore. He had a pretty good game. I don't think that's going to be the same results. That's going to be a little bit difficult. J.K. Dobbins, I'm sure there could be a stash there a long time, but I put him in a body bag already, so he's dead to me. I'm already out.
Yeah.
I'm already out on him. I do like the Giants defense. Now, since we're getting onto the topic of defenses, this is something I wanted to bring up and ask you. And again, it breaks my heart asking you this question. Is any defense that over the next 4 games, right? Do you stream those 4 defenses against the Philadelphia Eagles? So he's got the Saints, the Packers, the Cardinals, and who's the 4th team I'm missing here? Seahawks. Do you stream those defenses?
I'd be comfortable streaming every single one, especially the Saints, man. They put up 3 really good performances the last 3 weeks, and they're just a good defense overall. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'd be comfortable with anything because unfortunately the turnovers are going to happen. You might get a fumble recovery for a touchdown or a pick six. Yeah. It's just the hard truth.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Saints had 8 sacks last week. 8 sacks on Matt Ryan yesterday.
Christ.
That's unbelievable. I'm just worried about what I'm going to be seeing against Carson Wentz. What he's going to be doing. That's going to be tough to watch. It's going to be tough to watch.
Yeah, it is. So pick up the Saints team.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. Another pickup that I want to talk to you about, Brashad Perryman. Do you like this guy? Are you kind of like a on the fence type of thing? Because last year when he had gotten his number called by Jameis Winston, he was chucking the ball down the field, and it was great.
Yeah.
Is this somebody that you want to pick up and stash, or is it, hey, I don't know, Sam Darnold might be coming back soon? What's your take on him?
The way I look at it is, I have Devontae Parker as a guy, Brandon Ayuk as a guy that are on my bench that I have trouble even putting over my current receivers. So I like Perriman. I was watching the game. I'm like, man, this guy's like a good flex play if I have short on a bye week. Like, he's at least going to get 1 or 2 opportunities for like a 50-yard touchdown every single week. I think he's more of like a daily fantasy play if you're trying to figure out your budgets. If you're in a deeper league, like your other league that I'm not in, I would pick him up because, you could find something there. Now, Darnold coming back, he might lock on to, I don't know if Crowder's even healthy because who cares about the Jets? But he might have rapport with another guy. But Perriman's interesting. He's got talent, just in a shit situation, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think I might be rostering him in another league just because I think our bench is in that league. Yeah. You were in that league previously. It's so deep of a bench spot, so it might be even worth picking him up.
Does that do it for your waivers?
Yeah, I picked up the Bears defense. I like I said, I had an opportunity. I was rostering Le'Veon Bell, and then I thought to myself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop him Sunday morning. That way nobody can pick him up and they can burn me. Yeah. So
smart.
I picked that up. I like their playoff schedule for next coming weeks. They got Green Bay this week. It's going to be a little tough, but their next 4 or 5 weeks, I think they look pretty good on streaming defense.
Are you starting them against the Packers or?
I don't know who the Browns have this week. I think the Browns have. The Browns have the Jaguars this week, so.
Okay, that's good.
That might be a better matchup to be playing the Browns. So I might be rostering 2 defenses this week. We'll see.
Yeah, looking ahead. Last thing I want to touch on real quick. Who we got next week? I got. I think I have Crispin. So yeah, a 2-9 team. That'll be a nice tune-up game. Get the guys going before the playoffs, feeling good about themselves. What do you got?
I have the best team in the league. I have Gars next week. I didn't even realize I had Gars next week, so that's going to be a very tough matchup. Damn, it's going to be hard. We'll see.
Get ready. Get your picks in. Get your waiver claims.
Man.
Good luck to you. if there's anything, we know that every single week anything crazy could happen. So
yeah, that's not
he might have put up 177 this week, but might be you next week, buddy.
We'll see. But all right, brother. Thank you all for tuning in again. Tune in for our next episode, and everyone have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Peace.